So a few episodes ago, I gave my picks on what actors I think should portray the X-Men in the MCU. And I got a lot of comments from that video, some really good comments, and some amazing casting choices from you guys, the viewers. And from that, I think it was time to do a part 2 of my X-Men fan cast. So this is part 2 of my fan cast for the X-Men in the MCU. Hello all my friends and welcome to another episode of Nerd News, a show created for nerds by a nerd. So the X-Men. Like I said in the opening, this is the part 2 of just a franchise that is so legendary, so vast, that we still talk about it to this day. These characters are so ingrained in our DNA. We read them growing up, we watched the animated series, we know what we want to see and how we want to see it. So for this episode right here, you guys left me a lot of amazing casting choices. I mean, seriously, you guys left me a big list on who you want as the actors that I mentioned, and you went on even further from that. And because of that, guys, thank you. I applaud you. I love my followers. Thank you. But one thing you guys did let me know, and I can't believe I forgot to mention her, I forgot Jean Grey on my last episode. How? She's only one of the, original members of the X-Men, but whatever. I might as well just forget Wolverine or call them like the, the A-Men or the B-Men. Bad, Chris. But alas, I am here and I am going to fix my mistake. So I wanted to give a shout out to Titan Madge 13. Sorry if I said your name wrong, I can't pronounce anything. But there were specific characters that you mentioned that you wanted me to cover, and I thought the characters that you selected were perfect, and I was like, yes, let's do part 2. So thank you very much. Okay, so the characters we're gonna cover are obviously Jean Grey, Iceman, Nightcrawler, Colossus, and of course, Sabretooth. So with that, fan cast, let's do this. But before we get in today's episode, if this is your first time here, thank you and hello. And if you like what you see in this channel, please select the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. That notification bell will notify you of all the episodes as I create them here in the laboratory. Okay, so let's get this started. So we know that Marvel is going to be casting younger actors and actresses for these roles. And I do acknowledge that they will be younger, but I also think that they have to have some older characters in the mix. You can't have like X-Men babies against X-Men babies. That's just like really weird. It's like a John Hughes X-Men movie versus a John Hughes DC movie. But with that, let's start with the one character that I forgot that I need to talk about. That's Jean Grey. Now, Jean has a very important role in the X-Men. She is one of the original members. So with that, you need to find an actress who can, yes, is younger, but can carry the franchise or carry her character on for multiple deals. Because let's face it, all of these actors are going to sign multiple picture deals. That's what Marvel does. So the actress that I am casting for Jean Grey is Katherine McNamara. So Katherine is best known for the show Shadowhunters and recently her stint on Arrow. That's right, DC. Let's take her from DC, guys. Let's take her! Now, Katherine has a great range of emotion. She has a good sense of urgency when the scene calls for it. I mean, she proves, just in Shadowhunters alone, she proves she can do action, comedy, suspense, drama, love. That's romance. I don't know why I said love. Katherine is the perfect age to play Jean Grey. She even looks like Jean. And also, if they move on to do, or let's say reboot the X-Men Dark Phoenix saga, because that was horrible, she can play creepy and dark because of her stint on Arrow. And I know what you're thinking, guys. Chris, she is in DC, all right? She can't play 2 possible characters. But you forget, there have been other actors that have been on DC and moved to Marvel. Ben Affleck went from Daredevil to Batman, Halle Berry, Catwoman to Storm, and Josh Brolin from Jonah Hex to Thanos. So Katherine could easily move from DC to Marvel, but yes, she has that range, she has the emotion, she can carry a scene, and she's a leader in Shadowhunters, so she can easily help lead the team of the X-Men once she is cast. I'm trying to put the positive energies out there. Once she's cast as Jean Grey, it'll happen. So Katherine, you are my Jean Grey. That's me doing my telepath abilities. Next up, we get the mall-loving teen and that of Jubilee. Those are my fireworks at my fingers. No, Jubilee was in the Fox films a little bit, sparingly. She really wasn't in the foreground of any of the action. In the animated series, she is a huge key element to that story. I mean, the whole series started with Jubilee. So it's her turn to shine because, frankly, she is a character that can relate to anyone in this time of just youth. So in my casting choice, I am choosing Awkwafina. No, not the water, because I know that actress gets that a lot, but no, not the water. Now, Awkwafina is best known for Crazy Rich Asians, and she is crazy talented. Now, Awkwafina has this characteristic that you're drawn to, this playfulness, this charismatic character of herself, especially on a Netflix original that she was in. I think she produced it as well. And the show is called Nora from Queens. Now, it is a hilarious show, but her comedy and her timing is really good. Comedic actors always make the best dramatic actors because comedy is drama, essentially. And that's what Jubilee needs. She is a teen just, you know, struggling not just with fitting in because she is a teen, but she has these powers that she doesn't really want. I mean, I wouldn't either if I had fireworks for powers. But like I said, Jubilee is a pivotal character in the animated show, and I think if they started with something like a Jubilee story and kind of led into certain things, that would be fantastic, because Marvel's formula of taking a character that's not the most popular and turning him into, you know, what we know today as, you know, household comic book character name. It also helps that Awkwafina looks exactly like Jubilee, just throw on that yellow jacket, little pink sunglasses, and, you know, she's ready to rock them all. So Awkwafina, you, my dear, are my Jubilee. Next up, we have everyone's favorite teleporter in that of Nightcrawler. Now, let's be honest. Nightcrawler had the best character introduction in the history of the X-Men franchise. Remember in X-Men 2 when he's in the White House and he's so cool. I mean, I wanted that power. Who wouldn't want that power? But who to cast in this role? Now, Alan Cummings played the character in the original X-Men movies, and he was bloody brilliant. He was perfect. He had the accent. He fit the bill perfectly. But I think now it's time to pass the torch to a little bit younger of a generation, a little bit younger of an actor, and someone who actually has that accent in real life. I'm gonna butcher this last name. I'm just letting you know now. I'm casting Alexander, this guy. When I can't pronounce names, I just write the last name down here so that you guys can read it yourself. Man, I need to learn how to read. Now, you may not know his name, but if you've seen the movie Inglourious Basterds, then you know the actor that I'm talking about. He was the one in the ending bar scene where he was one of them Nazis, and he was celebrating his son Maximilian's birth. My son Max. You know that guy. Now, up until that movie, I didn't know that actor existed. I'm sorry, Alexander. But I went back and I watched a couple scenes from other movies that he did, some more recently, some a little bit after Inglourious, and the man has camera presence. He has stage presence, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he can command a room. Alexander was also born in Germany, so that is a huge leg up because, yes, you can learn a dialect, you can learn a different accent, but to have someone literally from that part of the world will be insanely believable when he's on screen. Now, Alexander is 31 years old, so that's not old. Come on, I'm 37 right now. I'm not old. I can play Jubilee if I wanted to. And I think he looks exactly like Nightcrawler, well, minus the blue skin. If he had blue skin, then he would be devoid of oxygen. But I think what they would do is either do the practical effects of the blue makeup mixed in with CGI, or just fully give him a mocap suit and just do it that way. But Alexander, I think, would fit the bill perfectly. He is a good dramatic actor. He has the dialect already. So, Alex, I'm a good chap. You're my Nightcrawler. Next, we're gonna move on to someone who's as cold as ice. That's right, Iceman. And no, not Val Kilmer from Top Gun, although that would be pretty interesting. Now, Shawn Ashmore did portray the character in the older X-Men movies. He did a good job, he was fine, I liked him. But there was just something a little off about him in that role that just, I couldn't figure it out. I mean, Iceman to me, I mean in the comics as well, he is this like heartthrob, he is this like pretty boy who, you know, is kind of cocky. He's like Human Torch, essentially. If Human Torch had a brother, it'd be Iceman. Like, he should be on the cover of Teen Beat magazine. Or in this case, Mutant Beat magazine. Oh, there you go. I'm onto something. So you need an actor who has that heartthrob feel, that leading man feel, that can take on this role and, you know, girls will swoon. So yet again, I'm gonna cast a not so well-known actor that fits the bill, that fits the qualities of this Iceman. That's why I'm casting Brandon Flynn. Now, Brendan is best known for Netflix's hit show 13 Reasons. And Brendan carries this like air of confidence with him, like not just in the show, but if you watch interviews with him, he has this like, he sits down and he's just chilling. He's like, yeah, I got this interview. You know I'm pretty. Which I hope they don't make Iceman and Rogue get together again, because Rogue gets together with Gambit. So, you know, just saying. That would be called nitpicking. Now, both the actor and the character have the same charisma. They mesh. Now, I believe the character arc for Iceman would be much like Thor, where he's this cocky, I can do anything I want. Oh, life just hit me in the face. It's way down here. Okay, I understand what it is to be an X-Man. Bam. He's up here now. He was down here. Now he's up here. So suit up, Brandon. You are my Iceman. All right, guys, 2 more left. Let's get into it. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I guess I'm pretty pumped. So next, let's move on to a villain, and that of Sabretooth. Now, Sabretooth has been played by 2 different actors, and in my opinion, Liev Schreiber was perfect, a perfect choice to take on the role of Sabretooth. But you know how I mentioned before, some of the casting choices, you need to have an older actor? I believe this is one of those actors that needs to be a little bit older than the rest of the cast. I mean, Sabretooth has been around just as long as Wolverine, I think. So you need that actor who, you know, has the age, who has the experience, has the wisdom to, you know, take that to this character and to just be this big, just unmovable force that is terrifying and that will break your neck. So that's why I am casting. There is no other option. There is no other choice than Jason Momoa. I mean, come on, let's face it. He was born to play this character. Yet again, yes, I know. Chris, he was already Aquaman. He still is Aquaman. Blah, 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 blah. Just humor me. Just humor me, guys. Picture, okay, here's Sabretooth, okay? Here's Jason Momoa. Now imagine if you mesh the two. Now, Jason Momoa is a very interesting man. He is hilarious. He can be intimidating as all get out. Did I really just say all get out? Momoa has a crazy, crazy strong confidence and charisma to himself. And, you know, I did like him as Aquaman. The movie was fun, but, you know, I picture him more of a Sabretooth, even a Craven, you know, just that, like, animalistic hunter. That's what this means, animalistic hunter. So give Jason that iconic yellow and brown and white fur. Oh, boom, instant Sabretooth. Now imagine if Hugh Jackman was still Wolverine against that Sabretooth. Oh, maybe that would be amazing. So, Mr. Momoa, you, my friend, let your hair flow in the wind and your beard fly in the face of your enemies. You are my Sabretooth. All right, last but not least, we're gonna move on to my favorite and everyone's favorite Russian, and that of Colossus. Now, Colossus has been in the Fox films, but let's be honest, the best iteration of him was in Deadpool 1 and 2. He looked identical to the comic, to the cartoon, and he had, what was that? Oh yeah, he had a Russian accent. Yet again, I'm nitpicking, sorry. But this character does deserve a big step up because he is a huge vital part of the X-Men, and he's just a really cool character, guys. And you obviously need an actor who is fluent in Russian because, you know, he's Russian. I mean, it's not like there was an actress that was already in a comic book movie who had a Russian accent, but then forgot about it in the next movie. I'm looking at you, Elizabeth Olsen. So that's why I'm casting, oh boy, I'm not even gonna pronounce this last name. I'm gonna say his first name and here's his last name. Yuri. Now, Yuri was indeed born in Russia, so, you know, there's a leg up. Nostrovia. Now, Yuri has an impressive resume, but his claim to fame was in Game of Thrones. He fought Jon Snow in a few episodes, you know, the King of the North. Now, Yuri can play lovable, creepy, intimidating. I mean, he's a big guy. And yes, I know, Colossus is literally a massive, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's metal. But anyone can put on weight, anyone can put on muscle, you know, he'll bulk up. There's no worries about that. Plus, you know, the CGI will make him bigger because, you know, he's metal. But giving Yuri a chance to take this character that everyone loves and to take him to the next level, to take him to a great character arc where, you know, you will introduce Kitty Pryde at the same time if you wanted to, because in the comics, they fall in love. I don't know why I'm doing this. So Yuri, you or my Colossus. So guys, that is it. That was my part 2 of my fan casting for the X-Men in the MCU. I hope you enjoyed this list. If not, let me know in the comments below. I want to know who you want to see, or if you agree with me on this list. But thank you guys, and until next time, remember, the X-Men have had their moment in the sun, but now it's time to actually erase like Age of Apocalypse and X-Men 3 and the Wolverine when he was in Japan. Okay, pretty much a lot of those older movies.